This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
More map matters in Pennsylvania as some Republicans challenge the latest congressional map. Happy New Week, everyone, and thank you for watching us in HD on Service Electric Cablevision Channel 513 and in SD on Channel 13. I'm Ken Kara, and that free Samsung Productions app lets you stream us with Apple TV and Google Chromecast. Now here's your Monday headlines from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. The superintendent of the North Schuylkill School District says that a threat made on social media was determined to be not credible. District Superintendent Dr. Robert Akell addressed the matter on the district's website. He says the district was made aware of a social media post warning of an attack at the high school for today. He explained that Butler Township Police Department identified the authors of the post. Through their investigation, it was determined that it was not a credible threat associated with the post. The school was scheduled to operate on normal hours today with an increase in police presence, and you can read the superintendent's letter at northschuylkill.net. Another school district in our area is planning a public meeting. A town hall meeting with Hazleton Area School District Superintendent Brian Uplinger will take place next month. The public forum was advertised on social media by the new superintendent of schools. In addition to discussing the district's direction, the meeting will also allow the superintendent to answer questions from the community. The special town hall will take place on Wednesday, March 28th from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. at the McAdoo-Calares Elementary Middle School. A fire last night displaced residents of a group home in Butler Township. Firefighters responded around 9:15 last night to the 1100 block of St. John's Road. Tankers had to truck water to the scene. No one was injured. 2 rooms were gutted, while the rest of the home suffered heat, water, and smoke damage. A state police fire marshal will investigate the cause of the fire. The residents were taken to another facility. The Laurel Mall owners and management are working very hard to make sure that the mall returns to 100% occupancy. Laurel Mall property manager Rocco Aruzzo says it is nice that people are concerned about the mall. And to keep them up to date, he joined our Janine Lassant for a special Facebook Live event earlier today. Here's an excerpt.
I wanted to do a Facebook Live with all the friends on my page because I'm getting questions privately, I'm getting questions when I'm out on the street, and people want to know about the Laurel Mall. So, is the Laurel Mall closing? Is the Laurel Mall closing?
No, the Laurel Mall isn't closing.
Laurel Mall is not closing.
Aruzzo and Janine toured the mall and talked about everything from potential new tenants to parking lot patching. Aruzzo says that they addressed parking lot concerns last week and continue to do so this week. Weather permitting, 22.5 tons of asphalt were brought in last week from Reading to make the repairs. The Facebook Live event allowed viewers to comment and ask questions live and have them answered. Aruzzo also told SSPTV News this afternoon that there is a party interested in the former Ground Round restaurant space. However, that interest is in its early stages. And you can watch this entire update at facebook.com/SSPTV News. Aruzzo also reminds our viewers that you can call the Laurel Mall Management Office with your questions and concerns Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the number is 570-454-2100. I like Janine's hat as well. PennDOT will distribute nearly $11.5 million in automated red light enforcement funding to 35 municipalities, including Monoy City. Governor Tom Wolf says that the program helps local communities make investments in traffic flow and safety. Here in our area, Monoy City will receive $68,000 to upgrade pedestrian facilities at the intersection of Route 339, which is North Main Street and Park Place Road, by installing new ADA-compliant curb ramps, sidewalks, and signs. And Monoy City Police are asking for your help to find a stolen vehicle. The stolen vehicle is a 2000 Ford F-250 extended cab pickup truck, dark blue in color with an 8-foot bed. The truck with PA registration YVB 1316 was stolen from the 1200 block of East Monoy Street sometime between Wednesday and Saturday morning. Chief Ken Zapofsky asks anyone who sees the truck to call 911 immediately. The controversy over Pennsylvania's congressional maps continues. 8 GOP congressmen from Pennsylvania, including Congressman Lou Barletta of Hazleton, filed a lawsuit Thursday seeking an injunction against the map handed down last week by the state Supreme Court. The 3-judge panel will allow both sides to lay out their positions, and a hearing has been scheduled for March 9th in Harrisburg. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court released a redrawn map of the state's congressional districts last Monday. The new map came amidst concerns about gerrymandering. That's where legislative districts are drawn to favor one party over another. Meanwhile, candidates running for Congress in the upcoming May primary are scheduled to start collecting signatures tomorrow. Another successful telethon is in the books. This past Saturday marked the 40th anniversary telethon for the Greater Hazleton unit of the American Cancer Society. Many talented performers took to the stage to entertain and encourage the public to call in their pledges. In the end, $60,000 was raised over 12 hours. Telethon co-chair Jane Doherty tells us that they expect to meet or exceed last year's total when the final accounting is done. The Olympic Winter Games from Pyeongchang are in the books, and the United States finishes 4th in the medal count. Okay, we didn't get first, but we did get the women's hockey and men's curling gold, so yeah, that's awesome. And if you watched the closing ceremony last night, you probably cried during the final montage, just like me. Next up, it's the Summer Games in Tokyo in 2020, then the Winter Games in Beijing in 2022, and then the Summer Games in Paris in 2024. I'm building to something here, because in 2028, the U.S. will get the Summer Games in Los Angeles. Coming up, wrestling district champions and news from the local basketball playoffs in sports, plus Ron Marchetti's trivia treats. And up next, Lisa Sugar talks about 2 important and interesting programs in the Hazleton Area School District with the superintendent. This is SSPTV News, your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Time now for this week's edition of Auto Advice. Tonight, our John Eric Poli has advice for changing headlights and taillights.
Well, if you've ever noticed that your headlight or your taillight's out, it's an immediate emergency. You have to get it fixed. You don't want to get pulled over for having that out. I'm here with Mark Ondition, the owner of Luzerne Tire. And Mark, this is something that you can actually do by yourself. You don't need to bring it into a garage, but there's a catch, because it depends on the type of car you have, because not every car means that you could change it yourself, right?
Exactly. Changing a headlight or a taillight or any bulb on the car could be a little bit of a challenge. First off, you go to the auto parts store, get the bulb, tell them, where it is, what it is. This way you know you have the right part. You could try, if you're mechanically inclined, you could try to do it yourself. Changing a headlight or a taillight isn't always that easy anymore. Some cars it's easy, some cars it's hours. Again, a good source of information to help you to find it is Google. You could Google it online, YouTube, or however you find. Any of that will help you to walk you through it. And of course, you're going to need tools. So, not always an easy process. So.
Now, I had a car that a headlight was out and a taillight was out. The taillight, it seemed pretty simple. I just popped it right out and fixed it. But the headlight, they had to go in, open the hood, move out the battery. It was a whole big mess. Mm-hmm. But some of them apparently could just pop the headlight right out too. How do you know whether or not you could do it yourself or not?
Access. Best thing to do is go to the troubled light and you look at it, and if you can get your hand in there, you can change it. If you can't, there are some instances where you have to remove a battery. We had a car yesterday where you have to remove the tire, remove the inner fender well, loosen bolts and screws and nuts to get the light out. Some of them take over an hour to change.
Now, that's the headlight, but what about the taillight? Is the taillight always simple, or is the taillight known to give you problems sometimes too?
It could be complicated too. You got to know what's holding the whole assembly in to get it out. Again, some you could change in a minute, some could be a half hour. It's just, you have to be careful.
Now, let's just say you're feeling handy, you think you could figure this all out by yourself. What are some of the tools that you're going to need, obviously, besides for a light bulb?
Most of the time, a regular Phillips screwdriver, straight screwdriver. Sometimes you'll need sockets. Sometimes you'll need what's called Torex tools to change stuff. Like I said, every car is different.
And now let's just say that you can't do it, which is a very common case anymore, especially the way cars are made now. So you need to get that fixed. You need it quick. You could come here, right, to Luzerne Tire, and you'll be able to take care of that for somebody, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we could do just about anything. There isn't too many things we can't do. Again, though, some of them are complicated and very expensive too. So if it's just beyond you, don't even try to do it. Come to us.
Well, if you've been watching SSPTV News, you got to give a big shout out to Mark here. Mark, thank you so much for all the time. Mark did cover just about anything with the car. I was going to say I could probably go out and fix something, but I'm not going to lie because I can't do that. I'll just bring all my stuff to you, Mark. I appreciate all the help.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough thing, but that's what we're here for.
Well, again, thank you, Mark, for all your time. And remember, everyone, to keep watching SSP TV News.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Today's weather shot comes in between the borough of McAdoo and my old stomping grounds in Calares. And let's take a look at our local forecast now from the National Weather Service. Tonight will be clear and we'll have a low of 29 degrees. Tuesday looks great, sunny with a high near 51 degrees. Tuesday night, once again, mostly clear skies, low around freezing. Wednesday is partly sunny. Once again, we're up in the 50s. Wednesday night, a slight chance of showers, mostly cloudy. We'll have a low of 38 degrees, 20% chance of precipitation. On Thursday, rain is likely, high near 47. Thursday night, 90% chance of precipitation. We will have a low of 35 degrees. Rain and snow expected on Friday with a high of 39. And then Friday night, 40% chance of rain and snow, mostly cloudy, low of 30 degrees. And SSP TV News looks to provide our viewers with updates from the Hazleton Area School District. And tonight, Lisa Sugar talks with the superintendent about two very popular programs.
I'm very pleased to welcome back Mr. Brian Uplinger, the Superintendent of Schools for the Hazleton Area School District, this time to talk about what truly is a vital house in the district. It is called Vital House, and I've had the pleasure of being there on several occasions and doing interviews and stories about the students there. For anyone not familiar with it, tell us exactly the role of Vital House in the district.
Sure. The Vital House provides some accommodations for our students, our life skills students, in daily operations of a house. They cook, they clean, they work on checkbooks, balancing checkbooks. It's everyday life. It's a vital piece of the puzzle as they grow.
I often thought every student should have to take the program at Vital House because we all need to know that information. You obviously had a problem recently. The radiators literally exploded, I guess, because of the cold weather. So now the Vital House students had to be housed elsewhere.
That is correct. The radiators did explode. We're very fortunate that no one was in the home at the time. Right now, the students have been relocated to our Career Center. They have pretty much the same program going on, but it's not as involved because of the quarters we have at the Career Center aren't as extensive as what was provided in the Vital House. We are looking into how we can better serve our students with the loss of that home right now. We're not sure which direction we're going to go. We may repair it. We may repair it and sell it. We may do a lot of different things with it, but it's still at the board level discussion phase right now.
But you want to keep that program available.
Oh, most definitely. It's very, very important for our students to have that program.
I was very impressed when I saw it on several occasions, so that is really a wonderful project in the district. Another relatively new program is the Fine Arts Academy inside Hazleton Area High School. So how is that growing, and are you outgrowing your space?
Yes, it's definitely growing. We have more and more students joining the Fine Arts program every year. And possibly every semester. They may want to change some courses at the change of the semester and move into the Fine Arts program. It's just like our Academy of Sciences program at the STEM building. We're growing and we're in need of more space there as well. So there's some planning in the back going on right now of how we can better serve those students that want to partake in those courses.
What would you like to see done with that? Would you like to see it have its own facility eventually, or is that just a dream that can't be afforded right now?
Yeah, at this point, I think it's out of reach, but down the road, I'm not sure what will happen. Looking at different facilities within our district boundaries, there could be some room at one of those to better serve the students.
Overall, now that you're getting your feet wet as your first year here as the superintendent, how are things going for you? Are you liking what you see? You have a lot on your plate.
Right. I definitely have a lot on my plate, but I absolutely love it. The kids have been fantastic. The staff has been wonderful. The community has been very supportive. The board has been tremendous to work with. So it's very, very great. I'm very proud to be here, to be serving as superintendent.
Well, we're glad to have you here. Come often and keep us up to date on everything that is happening in the Hazleton Area School District.
I definitely will. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now our green screen, your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers: pick 2, 112, pick 3, 374, pick 4 numbers 9029, pick 5, 88752 with the wild number 3. When we come back, a packed local scoreboard as district playoffs start in basketball. Plus, Ronnie Marchetti.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
Holy local sports, Batman. I wrote that before I had coffee this morning. What a weekend. Let's start with some of the athletes who won district medals in wrestling. Colin Fagley and Matt Lewandowski won District 11 AA titles at 170 and 182 pounds. On Wednesday, we'll hear from their coach about both wrestlers. It's Lewandowski's second straight gold, and Fagley, FYI, is 34-0 this season. Tamaulipa's Bronson Strauss won silver at 220 pounds. Teammate Pierce Demetriadis was fourth, and so was North Schuylkill's Gavin Locke. Next up is the Southeast Regional for these wrestlers looking to qualify for states. Hazleton area Shane Noonan won a 7-1 decision in the district championship at 195 pounds at the District 2 AAA championships. Charles Everdale and Jason Braumeier won bronze, and Jake Marnell was fourth. They all move on to the Northeast Regionals this weekend. And hey, Lady Cougar fans, I hope you like Chicky and Pete's crab fries, because they're going to the Mohegan Sun Arena for the big championship game, and you can get those French fries there. The Big HA will play for the District 2/4 6A sub-regional championship. The Lady Cougars beat Williamsport 65-43 to get into the championship against number 1 seed Scranton on Friday evening. And Hazleton area fans, for a return trip to the arena on Saturday for the boys championship game against Scranton, I would go with some Ravello's Pizza in section 106. The Cougars rolled by Delaware Valley to reach the final. Wilson went to overtime to beat North Schuylkill in the boys District 11 4A playoffs. Doug Wiest had 24 points for the Spartans. The Tamaulipa Blue Raiders are still alive after beating Jim Thorpe. They'll play Lower Moreland in the quarterfinals, and with the win, they locked up a berth in the state tournament. North Schuylkill is the number 1 seed in the girls District 11 3A tournament, and they took care of business against Salisbury. That win sets up a quarterfinal matchup with Schuylkill League rival Pine Grove on Tuesday at Martz Hall. The Lady Spartans also assured themselves a spot in the state playoffs. In the District 11 4A playoffs, the number 7 seed Tamaulipa beat number 2 seed Northwestern Lehigh. Emma Kaczynski had 33 points, and now her team will play Allentown Central Catholic in the semifinal round on Wednesday. Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins took 2 of 3 over the weekend, beating Rockford and Hershey at home and losing on the road to Syracuse. I'm beat. I need a substitution. Here's Ron Marchetti.
It's last Monday in February, and on this day, 38 years ago, in 1980, Notre Dame defeated 25-0 and top-ranked DePaul 76-74 in 2 overtimes in South Bend. Hi, everybody. This is Trivia Treats. Notre Dame and Coach Digger Phelps had made a habit of upsetting teams at Notre Dame. In 1974, the Irish ended UCLA's record 88-game winning streak, followed by wins over 29-0 and first-ranked San Francisco in 1977 and first-ranked Marquette in 1978. That big upset over DePaul was 38 years ago. Now let's go back 48 to 1970 and change the sport to boxing. Joe Frazier became the undisputed world heavyweight boxing champion by defeating Jimmy Ellis on a TKO in the 5th round at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Muhammad Ali held the title from 1964 through 1967, but was stripped of his championship for refusing to be conscripted into the United States Army. Ellis won the 8-man tournament to determine Ali's successor. Frazier knocked Ellis to the canvas twice in the 4th round, and trainer Andrew Dundee refused to allow Ellis to enter the ring at the start of the 5th round. Frazier will defend the title against the unretired Ali in 1971, and he held that title until a defeat at the hands of George Foreman in 1973. Also on this day, in 1989, 29 years ago, on the same day, he purchased the Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones fired immediately Tom Landry, who had been the only coach in Cowboys history for 30 years, and hired Jimmy Johnson to replace him. And now another dumb trivia question. I only ask questions that no one knows. What was the first Major League team to travel by airplane? Answer: the Cincinnati Reds made history by flying from Cincinnati to Chicago on 2 American airline cabin planes on June 8, 1934. One coach and 7 players on the Reds refused the flight and took the midnight train to the Windy City. The Boston Red Sox were the second team to travel by plane, flying in a single aircraft on July 30, 1936, from St. Louis to Chicago. Plane travel by baseball clubs did not become common until the late 1950s. But before that, there were only 16 Major League clubs and none on the West Coast. The word pitch count did not exist, and most all Major League Baseball players, including pitchers, knew how to bunt. Finally, let me leave you with an easy and sensible trivia question. Even my wife got last night. Who was the only player to lead the majors in home runs and ERA? Only one player ever did that. Who? Answer! You got it. Babe Ruth. Till Friday, be a good sport and stay loose.
Good evening, everyone. Here's today's talk of the town. Holy Family Academy will be having a Lenten Friday fish dinner on Friday, March 9th from 3 to 6 p.m. Reservations and pre-orders must be taken by Friday, March 2nd. For more information, you can call 570-455-9431. And the Tamaqua Public Library is still having their book sale till the end of February, so you have a few days left to get books for only 10 cents. For more information, you can call the number on your screen. And that's today's Talk of the Town. SSPTV News would like to send our sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Teresa M. DeFalco of Freeland. Services will be held at the convenience of the family under the McNulty Funeral Home in Freeland. Jean E. Mundy of Drums. Funeral is Tuesday at 11 a.m. at St. John's Lutheran and United Church of Christ in St. John's. Friends may call today from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Butler Chapel of the Crofton Hughes Funeral Home. Reverend Ronald Robert Radke of Hazleton. Funeral is Wednesday at 10 a.m. at the Butler Chapel of the Crofton Hughes Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the funeral home. And John F. Weisner of Weatherly. Funeral is Wednesday at 11 a.m. at the Philip J. Jeffries Funeral Home in Weatherly. Friends may call Tuesday from 5 to 7 p.m. at the funeral home. Attention pay-per-view subscribers! If you see your name now on SSPTV News, you can call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Today's winner is Angela Reed of Tamaqua. Call now and leave a message at 570-455-7267, extension 104 for your free movie.
Remember to go to our Facebook page to check out Janine Lassant's interview at the Laurel Mall today about the latest news from the mall. And while our John Eric Poli might not feel in place or at home in a car garage, he loves being inside a ring, and he'll have a new edition of the Counterpunch tomorrow on SSP TV News. I'll see you then. Take it easy, everyone.
Watch us online anytime at ssptv.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.